Let's juice, Tails. Psycho. Let's get dangerous. This is the second recording of this shit because the computer shut down and I had to do it all over again. Here we go.
Steven, you saved the restaurant. Here, always touching. Well, you made me think we're still playing the show. Kiss me fast and kiss me hard. Right there.
Alright, that's
What's wrong? Are you alright? How can I explain this?
I have often dreamed of a far off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds would cheer when they saw my face, and the thing, something, something was where I'm supposed to be. I am on my way. I can go the distance. I will be there someday. And when I'm there, I'm done. I will go that mile. It may take a while, but I will go the distance. The will to carry on. Alright, what was that shit? I am on my way. I will go the distance, and I will be there someday. When I'm there, I'm done, and I will make that mile. It may take a while, but I will go the distance. The will to carry on. It's 5 o'clock. So, just so you know, I got the Goku fro, and that's how we do. That's how we pull. That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood. What's going on in the world? Same as usual, I would say. Lots of death, lots of destruction, lots of killing, lots of murder. If that's your thing. You know what I mean? If that's your thing. I got a new job now. I no longer work for the TSA. You know, it's like, I'm kind of scared at the prospects, because, like, you know, I'm not stupid. I don't just quit a job and then I don't get no good job afterwards, you know. I may just be able to make more money working on this new job and working at TSA. But the issue is whether I'm going to be put in a position at the job that's going to be much more rigorous and you know, crappy compared to TSA, where I was just like nothing all day, you know. But the problem with TSA is that you are you in the spotlight. You know what I mean? You are front and center. You know, you meeting and greeting celebrities. You up and you have to be a figurehead of the whole damn TSA. You alone. I ain't ready for that. But they don't care. They just hire you to throw you in the fucking middle of the world as it is. It's like going straight into the goddamn military and they throw a gun in your hand and they say, get to work. You know, you ain't done shit yet in life. You ain't experienced shit in life. Yeah, you supposed to be a grown ass, mature goddamn man doing fucking all. From my experience, it's hard to tell who's a grown man, who isn't in this world. It really is like you know people say it's like this. The whole world is one big giant kindergarten, and you can imagine the insanity that would ensue. You know, if you were just letting like in kindergarten. But yeah, the world is like one big kindergarten, and anything goes, man. Anything goes. If you lucky enough to, I'm lucky. I gotta say, despite the problems I've had in my life and the bullying and going to hellhole of a school. Like I always say, going to a school primarily comprised of black kids is honest to God like being stuck in a zoo full of wild animals. It is a madhouse, and they tried. The attempt was made to like, because my group of kids was made basically a bunch of mulattoes, light-skinned black kids. So the attempt was being made by these white people to put a bunch of us together in a classroom and pretty much, treat us like white kids for the most part. I suppose their experiment failed miserably because the niggerness just is too powerful, and it was a madhouse. My childhood, you know, it was horrible. That's why I have no intention of having kids because I don't see any goddamn good that can come of that. Really, I wish I was fucking white, man. That would be the shit, man. Because they all civilized and shit. You know what I mean? Black people pretty much know that there's fucked from day one, so they don't care. They'll act a fool. They'll do stupid shit. There's no, there's no golden goose that they're gonna get in life. You know what I mean? They're not concerned with that. So that's the issue there. I'll tell you straight up that yeah, black people are totally like, you know, unfortunately, uh, uh you know, they are a very, I think, functionally insane. You know what I mean? There's no, just it's hard. It's hard to be black. You think of yourself as a normal person. You don't feel like you're some sort of freak or anything. But then you get out into the world and you notice that you ain't them. You ain't white. You ain't Asian, and you ain't Hispanic. You're none of these people. And ultimately, the thing you realize is that wait a minute, nobody is clamoring for my genetics at all. You know, well, like when I was working at TSA, there's this gorgeous Spanish girl. It was like she asked me what I was. She wasn't quite sure if I was Spanish or not. As soon as I say I'm black, she says, "Ah, crap." you know, as another Spanish girl. This is another one now. She's pretty good looking. She's like she wants a blonde, blue-eyed white guy to give her babies. Okay, so that's all she wants. But she'll use me for a fuck. You know what I mean? That's her mentality. She'll use a black guy like me for a fuck. But ultimately, her goal in life is to get, impregnated by a white guy at some point. So that's the message you're gonna get, when you're black, is that, oh, you go along, you do your thing in life, la la la, and then one day you realize that it's you never had a chance in fuck. You know what I mean? You may have thought to yourself, it's not fair, life isn't fair, a lot of people have a lot. worse problems than me or something. But even a midget white dude will get laid faster than me because he's white. And because, that's the way girls think. They think any bit of whiteness is good, you know? Even black chicks, of course black chicks. Goddamn that, they want to turn as white as possible. That's the thing about black people that you're gonna learn real quick. And it's a sad thing to say, but black people hate being black. If they can get away with it, they will fuck any white person possible and completely eradicate their black genetics as much as possible. Because I'm not black. You know what I mean? And the reason for that is really, at some point, some white person, you know, abandoned their whiteness and joined the dark side. But when you really think about it, go to Africa. There are black fucking people there, and they get treated like garbage by people who are of lighter complexion. That's a real serious problem over there, where black people are, shitting on other black people for being too black. You know what I mean? You too fucking black. You black as goddamn hell. What the fuck happened to you? Like goddamn, you really got like a freaking goddamn torched by somebody or some shit like that. So that's what's going on. Black people want to escape their blackness as much as possible, and white people, of course, want to stay white. You know, it's really better to just, I don't know what's the right way to go about things. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to pretend that we can all just get along. It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna pretend that there should be this colorblind society where a guy who's as black as dirt gets a good job, no matter what. You know what I mean? That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna go and click on your news and see somebody who's black as fuck doing the news. President, the president's a half white guy, so that white people can say, yeah, there's a black guy in there, but he's one of those black guys, who's aesthetically a little more, pleasing to the eye. You know what I mean? You never really see real black people ever. I noticed that, man. Whenever there's these like people who are considered the top black guys, Eddie Murphy's a fluke, a freak. You know what I mean? There's typically not like they don't roll like that. You know what I mean? You don't see Eddie Murphy black people having success and money and fame. You just don't. You see Cuba Gooding Jr. You know, people who technically are mixed race and therefore can't be considered black. When you black as shit and you succeed in life, like there's like I guess there is a concern amongst very wealthy people that they have to promote really fucking super black people to good positions and good jobs, you know, because that then they can say we really aren't totally racist. So there are like but it's hard because people like Al Roker and shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. I noticed that now. They didn't play when they got that guy that job. They got Al Roker because then they could really say they don't hold no grudge against black people or something like that. 'Cause he is the blackest motherfucker in the world. I suppose he's sending the message that even a dark motherfucker like him can potentially be employed and have a good job and even be on the news. But there's no mistaking that he is really uh damn goddamn like a you know it's not easy to watch. You're not gonna sit and watch Al Roker all morning. You just don't want to. He's a hard person to watch all day. Whereas Matt Lauer, you can sit and enjoy the view. He's a handsome man. I kind of fell in love with him. In my opinion, when I'm watching, and I used to watch that shit all the time, and typically on the news they have this one black guy, just like Al Roker. I mean, he's black. He ain't no fucking half and half. He is the darkest nigga alive, and they put him up there in the news, and he's there, and he's happy, and he's got his corporate job, and he's smiling and shit. So it is. That's how black people do things. Apparently, I don't know. It's not gonna be a situation where there's like a goddamn gluttony of black people ruling the world, running the world, and then they handpick some very bright light bulb glow in the dark white person to be in the corner there doing something. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. Mm, mm. All right. Um, I'm just, I'm just like, I'm gonna get back to work. You know, y'all, y'all people don't understand who I am. I'm like Rocky Balboa, man. I'm a real man. I love women. I wanna take care of them and shit. And I don't care what job I get. I don't need no classy job with a suit and tie like TSA, making a lot of money. I'll lift luggage at Delta Airlines. I'm a humble freaking person, man. I just goddamn do the right thing and try to stay out of trouble. That's about it. That's all I've ever done my whole life. You know? I make mistakes. I make a fool of myself sometimes, like anybody. But ultimately, my goal is to not stir shit up and to be a good person. And I always try to do the right thing. Always, it's like Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman. I don't play when it comes to that stuff. I really believe in just being a good person, taking care of business, and being and problem is you got people who want to make you go crazy, then you do go crazy because of them, and you're like, you're thinking to yourself, that's not fair, that's not right, you know. I don't know you, that's the thing I don't understand about things. Somebody you don't know coming all up in your face and stirring shit up with you. You don't know that person. It's like the goddamn shitloads of porn online. You know what I mean? It's a funny world we live in now. Somebody can become famous for bending over and eating a dick with their asshole, or somebody who's going and doing a complex, deep surgery to remove cancer from somebody or do whatever they got to do. No one knows that person's name. Nobody. No one knows the name of a person who's gonna open up a person's body and cut open a heart and save their fucking life. But you know the name, address, age, all the kinds of shit about a porn star. No. I have a little common sense, my friend, and I do not care about porn stars like that. All these fucking websites putting up all these news stories about porn stars doing something, saying something. When you become a porn star, you really remove yourself from the category of respected human beings. You know? Mind you, being black removes you from the category of respected human beings. So, as a black person, let me just say, I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lose anything if a white girl porn star suddenly has an immense amount of fame and recognition. Apparently, that's how they operate. There is a vast chasm of difference between, you know, minority porn stars and white girl porn stars. A white girl porn star does porn and then says, I don't want to be a dirty whore anymore. I forgot that I'm white. Let me try to get a legitimate career. And suddenly they're trying to abandon the glutton of ass pounding that they just did and look up the name Susanna Spears, of course Sasha Grey. We all know about her. Even fucking Brie Olson, which is shocking to me. I thought she was a real slutty fuck, but no, she's trying to turn her career around now. You know, but that's the hallmark of white girl porn. When you get down to it, at some point they realize, wait a minute, I'm white. I don't have to be getting fucked by 50 black guys. I can rule the world. I can have a legitimate career. What the fuck am I doing? You know, that's pretty much what the realization is that they come to. You know, at some point they say, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I run this world. What am I doing? A black girl in porn says, God damn, I'm getting paid for this? You know? A Hispanic girl in porn, God damn, I'm getting paid for this? Asian girl in porn, they kind of white. So they kind of say, some of them, I think, they're like, oh, I probably could. I know that a lot of Asian chicks they do porn for a little while and then they actually go into mainstream acting too. So it's the same system over there in their country. They got this. These girls they take off their clothes, they show their titties and shit, and then they say to themselves, "Wait a minute, I'm not black. I don't have to do this shit." And then they try to become a regular actress. Um, it's not like I give a shit really. You know, I'm just glad that I'm really over the moon by it, really. It's like I can see all kinds of chicks naked, oiled up, writhing on the floor, and, you know, apparently they have no respect for themselves, which is great for me. You know, I don't, you know, if they did have respect for themselves, and they do, they probably figure it out later. It's typically, you know, the American white girls realize that they're white. They're the next uh they're the next whole freaking generation of white kids in this world coming out of their pussy holes. So they realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm white. I don't have to do this shit. And they quit and they go and they become a housewife or whatever the fuck. Tory Black even. What a fucking chick. What a fucking thing she is. I think that her she has fucking daddy issues or something like that. That's the real thing. That's the thing I'm thinking. She has daddy issues. It's not that she wanted to have a black child. She just fucking wanted to piss off her dad or something like that. But even she, you know, she's actually intelligent. She's a smart chick. You know, and she's done her wild child phase, and now she's trying to become a regular person. I predict that she's gonna probably, you know, say, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna be black no more, and go get a white husband or an Asian husband or something like that down the road. Because whatever she's going through, whatever her psychological problems are, they're gonna pass. She's gonna realize she didn't have to turn black. She didn't have to play in our, you know, festering underworld that we live in. You know, mind you, there are very smart, very classy, upscale black people in this world, but it doesn't matter. You're still black. You still are the least desired genetic makeup. There, you know, a whole freaking Ku Klux Klan right now, man, is set up so that they can keep themselves protected from being infested by, you know, goddamn millions of black people in this world. So you know, don't be proud of the. I'm pretty sure she's gonna, you know, she's gonna say, wait a minute, I'm white, I'm intelligent and white. You know, that's the thing she's probably gonna come down to. You know, if she was a dumbass white girl, that would make a lot more sense. You know, that she would get with a black dude. I've seen that in real life and all over the place. There's some like some white girl who's just dumb as a bag of bricks. You know, she gets with a black dude. But I'm talking about like a white chick who is like freaking smart and everything. She probably she's probably gonna say I can probably get a good life for myself that doesn't have to be encumbered by or full of the complexities. I don't have to worry about people saying, oh, anything about my family and shit like that. Don't put that on your head. Just live your life clean, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's a tough thing to put on your shoulders, in my opinion, to turn to the dark side of the force in a way. You know what I mean? It's a tough thing to do. Yeah, yeah. It's a tough thing to do. You know, stay where you are. You know what I mean? If you're white, you're born white, and you realize that you have options available to you. You have doors open to you. The world indeed does belong to you. Don't throw that away. I certainly would not, you know, because it's hard to be it's hard to be black. It's hard to be it's really hard to make sense of it, to understand who you are, where you are, what are you doing in life. You know what I mean? Can you walk around feeling that you belong in society or that you are this foreign element? You know what I mean? It's funny to me to see, like, you know, it's a strange business when you get out into the world, and it's a sex crazed world. We're all about sex this, sex that, and it's not because you're a bad person or you didn't do stuff right in life, but ultimately, what you gotta come across is that the thing that most people are concerned with is who they're gonna fuck, who they're gonna, get with, and of course, there is no one saying I want to join the blacks. You know, nobody's saying that shit. That thing that's such a disquieting thing. You wake up one day, you go through your childhood, you don't think it. You the thing about childhood is that there is no sex. You're completely uh, oblivious to sexuality. You don't know what it is. It doesn't make sense to you. You're just in your stage of life where you're all about uh, you're all about the emotional reactions to things in life. You're just living life in an emotional status of happy, sad, good, bad. That's it. You're not thinking about things in terms of titties, ass, cute face. I want to pound that. Dick hard, blood rushing, none of that shit. So, like, when you do get older and you're a black guy surrounded by white people who are fucking each other up a storm, and you're this, like, black dude, you finally say to yourself, oh shit. You know? You know? You didn't think that shit. You didn't think it for the longest time. Oh my god. Nobody wants to turn black, do they? You don't think that shit. You just when you were a kid, you just fucking going to the movies, going to the toy store, having a good time, just having this good damn time. Next thing you know, you a black guy hanging out in the world, surrounded by white dudes who are like, we're gonna pound ass and have a great life for ourselves, have like 10 kids, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's not your fault. You know, we got a lot of black kids coming up now. Uh, like I said, the future's not gonna be bright. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. You will not. It's not about, oh, we hate black people. No, that's not it. That's not the reason. When I was in high school, this principal came on stage and gave a speech to all of us black kids. He said, okay, you're about to go off and embark into the real world. You will be, you will encounter racism. You will encounter this, you will encounter that, and so on and so forth. What he didn't tell us was that there was a reason for the racism. It was genetic dominance and preference thing. White genetics is so much more desirable than black genetics. It's a simple matter. Who do you, how long is a business going to last when it is primarily composed of black people? Like, how long is that going to go on? Do white people even want to fucking go to a black neighborhood and hang out for a while? Or are they scared shitless that they're going to get beat up? You know? These are things that need to be taken into consideration. Not, oh, well, it's just going to be racism. It's not racism. No white people hate black people at all. It's the potential to have their kids get blasted with semen by a bunch of black kids, and then you get nothing but dark, nappy-headed kids coming out of the works. Is not a good thing. You know what I mean? Not your fault. Basically, nature designed and built a bunch of race of people who are capable of surviving in extremely sunny conditions. You know? Boom. That's all it is to it. You are nothing more than what nature intended you to be. You know? And then you go on with that. You take your shit in life, man. You know? I don't have a fear of living because I know that I've done it before. You know? I've been in this world before. Some part of me, deep down, somehow, some way, always felt like none of this stuff I was going through in life was new at all. I've always felt like life has been a tedious endeavor because it was just okay. I'm doing this stuff here and there, and it's boresome. I feel so familiar about this shit. You know what I mean? I was very much like throughout my childhood thinking I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done. I've done this a million times. I know. At some point, I sat down and I was saying, "Why did you have me? Why did you bring me into this world?" I was asking my parents that. What the hell you do this for? Because life seemed so familiar. You know, nothing felt new. The way I've always lived my life was just okay. I'm gonna, drift. I'm just gonna hang out, see what's up. Things are going on. People are doing things. I'm being put through this right now. I'm being put through that right now. And all of it was very mundane. The thing that pissed me off was, other kids being jackasses. In my mind, I don't see what the reason was for that. There they go. They're being douchebags. And on and on and on. And what I'm waiting for is the moment when life gets interesting. You know? Throughout my childhood, I was bored, bored, bored. Everything was really boring. Things only got interesting around the time I discovered Star Wars and uh, of course, the conception of the sexual interest in female body parts and things like that. That's when life got really interesting. You're like, wow, this is interesting. I never felt like this before. I never had this great sensation of euphoria for ass and titties. I never saw such an extremely well-made film in Star Wars. Wow, good stuff. This stuff made life interesting. Film and sex made life interesting. Because before it was just like really, 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 really old hat. It's old hat. And I think there is a truth to that. I think that, since you really are just regurgitated human genetics. It's all people are. Same shit, different decade, different millennia, different century. Same shit, different century. Everybody's been here before. Everybody. There is no person alive on this planet who hasn't existed thousands of years ago in some form. All we are is recycled material. So I just feel like, you know, you can't really say to a person, a human being, oh, one day you're gonna pound some ass and you're gonna have a child. You know, duh. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, that just blew me away. I'm not I'm not no super smart dude. I really am not. I wish I was. I got a great sense of common sense. That's about it. I just have this great ability to say, well, it's right there in front of your nose, the truth. Instead of what people typically do, which is try to quantify and calculate everything so that it's all perfectly logical and mathematical because they probably don't have common sense. But I can see, oh, it's right there in front of your face. That's the way it is. You know what I mean? That's how I've always worked my life. Anyway, it's really just like you just grab your balls and you take care of business kind of attitude. You know what I mean? I don't like the pussyfoot kind of shit that people do sometimes. Uh, but it makes sense to me that you know everybody's been here before. We've all been here before. We've all done this before. It's all the same shit, different decade, different century. Uh, we're just on a big circle. Everything is circular in life, as they say. It's like you may think your life is so monumental, so impactful, so meaningful, but honest to God, your life is just this recycled cup. They took a cup, broke it down, made another cup out of it. That's all you are. That's all anybody is. Fucking thing I notice is that, you know, when I think about who I'm attracted to, who I want to fuck, you know, I know I'm like, I'm looking at a black chick who looks goddamn identical to my grandmother if she was young and hot, you know? I'm thinking to myself, I want to fuck that. You know what I mean? I suppose some part of my brain is thinking, oh, just go after your own mirror image in a way, your own genetic, whatever's familiar to you, go after it, kind of thing. But it was kind of funny, It's like, you know, if I was the person who was attracted, I am, you know, whoever my grandfather was, and his attraction to my grandmother, all that shit is inside of me too. So I still have his thought process of, oh, I want to hit that black, mulatto looking girl. I was like, there's this mulatto girl on the train, and I was thinking to myself, I could probably, I want to beat that. You know what I mean? She's hot. I want to hit that. You know what I mean? When I look at like Hispanic chicks and white girls, I don't think I have a chance to hell with them. That's all. They hot if they too hot. They too fucking inhumanly hot. You know what I mean? I think to myself, I can get with a girl who's on my level, black but not freaking freakishly black. You know what I mean? That's all I'm thinking about. I can get with that. I'm not thinking, oh boy, that really perfect, shapely Hispanic girl right there is gonna want to turn black. Oh, that beautiful big titty white girl right there, she gonna want to turn black. No, no, no. I don't know, man. Like I said, you have kids, black kids anyway. I got nothing but respect for people who are Hispanic, white, Asian, and they pound ass and they have 10 kids. You know, go for it. Do not hesitate. If you got a dick throbbing with semen, blast every girl's ass that you can get. I got mad. It's funny though. Girls today, this generation of females is very open to black dudes. I never would have thought. I never would have thought. I suppose they grew up, being blasted with anti-racist stuff. Mind you, I've met and come across white chicks who, you know, look at me like garbage. You know what I mean? And just like get the hell away from me kind of attitude. But here and there's this white girl who's like practically spreading her legs for me. Asian chick who's very sexy and sexual around me, and and then it's like they got black fever or some shit like that. They got like little. They're like, I want to give it a shot kind of attitude. You know, I guarantee you, ain't nothing special about being black. So why are you so like, oh my god, a black dude kind of attitude? Black dick, white dick, Asian dick, dick. There's no fucking difference. God damn. And why you think black people are so special? There's one thing I like about shows like the Boondocks is that they pretty much expose black people for who they are, which is ordinary people. There is no special quality. You're just a fucking person. You take a shit like another person, and of course, black people have this penchant for being cocky and arrogant despite being black, which is just hilarious. It's a joke, really. You got a black guy who's acting like the world, should suck his dick and eat out his butthole. Everybody suck a black dude's dick kind of attitude, which is just ridiculous. You know, at some point, I don't know, man. I don't know who the hell came up with the idea of influencing an entire generation of black kids to think that they could do whatever the fuck they wanted and it wouldn't be any problem. I don't know who told us that, but quite a few black kids while I was going to school, one of the things that was really just like it was like crazy, and it's astonishing the anti-racist movement and how it's affected people. It's astonishing, really. How it's created this. When you watch Spider-Man 1 and you see that black dude and he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. That's not just the movie. A bunch of white people watching that movie must have said, "Oh, that's hilarious. A black guy is acting white." That's not just the movie. You got black dudes all over the place that in this fucking country they bought it, man. They bought that shit. Where they think, oh, I better be a stuffy butt white man kind of attitude. They watch Prince of Bel Air with the butler there, whatever they did. You know, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know because I get it. In my opinion, when you black, you do not have the luxury of parading around as if you own shit. you best be hoping that you can scrape by without making any waves with powerful white people. That's what you gotta do. Stay the hell out of the way. Stay in a little corner over there. Don't be fucking stirring shit up with white people. You can get your ass beat. So, but damn it, I was going to high school, and then there's this black kid there who's just like, "You're stupid and I'm smart." Blah, 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 blah. He's like a little out. He's like this little Bryant Gumbel kid, and I hope he gets laid. I don't know who's gonna get with. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know. I don't know, man. Why would you want to have kids? Why would you want to? They're trying the military. It's a funny thing. It's so hilarious. They're saying, "Oh, you're gonna have sex one day." My kid's not gonna be too happy about things. You're a white guy. You have white children. You are not going to be considered, you know, out of the, out of the upper atmosphere of this world. You can accomplish anything you want. Okay? There will be people lining up to suck your dicks. Hmm? The thing I realize now, I didn't know it years ago when I was really getting into the whole, men are better than women thing and men power feminism thing. I realized that has nothing to do with black people. It really doesn't. It really fucking doesn't. A bunch of white men whining and bitching about women not being women anymore or some shit like that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they're gonna get with a white girl and have some white kids because it's just too good an opportunity to pass up. Whereas a black guy complaining about women being too feminine or some not too masculine or something like that, we don't have anything to do with that. You know, I didn't even see it, man. When I was really deep into this whole political movement of men taking back manhood. But then I realized that has nothing to do with me at all. This is honest to God, a bunch of white men coming together and saying we do not like the system. We do not like how women take advantage of us. Okay, but they have that. They can say that because they're white and they have the luxury of being able to sit back, take their pants off, and every white girl in the world is going to be trying to suck their dick. You know, I have no way to possibly complain. Oh my God, women aren't women anymore. Because I take my pants off and nobody's clamoring to suck my dick. I'm black. So I don't have nothing to do with that. I've abandoned that. I don't do that no more. I used to vehemently go and search through websites and videos about the men power movement that's coming up now. And now I realize, wait a minute, this isn't for me. I don't like to think, oh my God, I don't have a hand in what white men's problems are, but I don't have a hand in what white men's problems are, you know? And in fact, they shouldn't be complaining about that stuff anymore. I don't think they are. I honestly think that shit died down. It was a big thing for a while, like a bunch of white dudes coming together and saying, "What's going on with these women these days? They're not women anymore. They're wearing the pants in the family." But when you're black, you don't get women coming after you, and anyway, you know, that's why they get to say that. They get to say, "Oh my God, these women that I'm getting, oh my God, they're so terrible." But me, I don't got no girls coming after me, so I'm just gonna be sitting here saying, "Hmm, that's it. Hmm, this is nothing to do with me at all, does it? This whole, oh my God, women are stupid these days." Yeah, that's kind of a good thing, you know. You don't have to put your hand in to what white people are doing. It just like I feel like honestly, I was raised and taught all this bullshit about how blacks and whites are equal and that anything white people problems are, black people problems are. But it's not true. Uh, the difference is sex, you know, more than anything else. White black people cannot say, "Oh my God, uh, the world isn't fair. The world isn't the way I want it to be," because you don't you don't actually have an impact on anything. You sit by the sidelines and you observe the world. You can't complain about it. There are no monumental wars going on, and in fact, America does not feel threatened by Africa. No country feels threatened by Africans and black people as much as black people could possibly get together and figure out ways to create nuclear missiles and bombs too. We don't. We just sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the world blow itself to hell, pretty much. You know? And I realize that's all I gotta do now. You know? I I don't have anything to do with white people's political arguments. I don't. I really don't. A bunch of school shootings going on. I've got nothing to do with that. I have no idea why a white kid would lose his fucking mind and go shooting up a school when, as a black kid, me going to school, I got shitted on a ton of times by other black kids. But I think the mentality that you go through as a black kid going to school with other black kids shitting on you is that none of these fuckers are going to accomplish anything. They're all going to go nowhere and do nothing. So what exactly is going on? A white kid going and blowing up a school is because he knows that his fellow classmates are going to be in charge of all kinds of shit. They're going to be rich. They're going to be powerful. And he wants to take that away from them. So blowing them up is the only option he has left. Okay, but I have nothing to do with that. Once you're sitting back as a black dude hearing about the next crazy kid going and blowing up a school or something like that, it's like, yeah, I guess, whatever. It doesn't have nothing to do with me. Um, what else do I have nothing to do with? I got nothing to do with the wars going on right now. I was in the military for a little bit, but even then, they treated me like, oh, you don't got nothing to do with this stuff. We white guys are going to be handling the war. You can probably do something like security job or some shit like that at the bottom. Do something over there in the corner. You know, that's how they treated me. That's how they roll. They don't have a problem with black people working for them, being a part of the campaign, but they're not the main soldiers and not making any leadership decisions. Even Obama and all that stuff. He is just an art for the sake of argument. We want to say, okay, black people should have no excuses anymore. Da, 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 da. They have to work harder and get better jobs and stop blaming white people for their ills and so on. So that's the best way to get that point across is to throw a black guy up in the White House and say, look at the world, it's changed. Is it changed? No, no, no. The world will change when a black dude can stand up, pull down his pants, and every kind of race across the world comes running to suck his dick. Then we will live in a world where black people are, immaculately progressed towards a higher plateau of existence. These white people who are saying to themselves, I'm gonna turn black, now, I don't know what the fuck their problem is. I wish I wasn't me. You don't get it. It sucks being black. You are not helping yourself. You will have so much problems. You will actively have the KKK pursuing you, trying to fuck with you. Okay? You will have any flaw that you have exposed to the 10th degree because of your blackness. You will have to walk on eggshells around white people. And of course, ultimately, no one wants to suck your dick. So why the hell are there some crazy fucking white people in this world who are all about turning black? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they really want to have some like built-in sunscreen or some shit like that. I wouldn't know, man. Whenever I go out into the sun, this black skin, it does a trick. It keeps me from feeling like the sun's hurting me too bad. So I guess there is some concern amongst white people, and of course aging as well. White people age terribly, so maybe some of them say to themselves, it wouldn't be too bad to be able to have a little more longevity in that bigger sense, but still, it's not a world where black people are, the most sought after for everything. Look at porn industry. There you go. It's a goddamn ruled by white people. Even that, porn is where you expose the dark side of humanity to such and you really embarrass yourself to a large degree. And I gotta say, as much as I enjoyed porn throughout my life, it is kind of a detriment to to the image of white people to have this consistent image of them, you know, acting foolish and jacking off and shit like that. You know, not that I give a shit. It's good stuff. It's nice to see a hot chick getting plowed in her butt and everything. It's not bad. So go for it by all means, but just realize that you're not helping yourself. You really aren't. And of course, it's a funny thing to see. You know, it's all over the map. White people not only have great careers, but they are also at the worst side of the world too. They have careers as shitty porn stars, and they have careers as great technicians, engineers, doctors, and lawyers, and then they have a dominance of the porn industry because nobody wants to see no black porn. That's one thing I notice. You see black chicks in porn. Typically, they're light skinned and they're not technically black. I mean, I've seen like black porn, you know what I mean? But it was just crusty, straight out of Nigeria black chick doing porn, and it was just terrible. She should not have done that. It was just bad, So there you go. There's your little indication how the world works. It's just not a good idea to turn black if you're white. If you got that shit, keep it. Keep it, goddammit. Don't fucking lose it. You stupid if you lose it. God damn. Damn. Anyway, I'm tired of this shit. God damn it. Tired of I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. That's the problem. Some say just end it. Fucking leave. Get out of the world. Thinking about it, you know. I don't want to be here no more, honestly. I've had my fill. I just want to pound some ass for once. And after that, I'll figure out a way to end things, I think. Honestly, I want to do good with my life, really. I don't want to give back to kids and shit like that. If you're gonna live your life, live it in that regard. Be of help to people instead of just fucking being a piece of shit, going through life being no good at all, in my opinion.